Hi, this is Earth Angel Ascension back with another video. I had just made a video, but I was looking for something like a scripture that I had quoted. It was John 15, 18, and 19. And basically the scripture says, if the world hates you, remember it hated me before you. If you were of the world, it would accept you as its own. But since I chose you out of the world knows you not. So I want to start this video with what that really means as a targeted person. So if you're a targeted individual, a chosen one, a scapegoat, pretty much the same thing. If you probably had all of these experiences, an empath, you're going to be, or you're going to probably have had opposition since the day you were born here. And I'm going to hit on a variety of topics today, and this is like a video of help for like targeted people. And I'm going to get into a lot of things that I've been through. And so I'm just going to start off with one thing that's like right on the top of my tongue is this statement. Why didn't you say something to me? You probably heard this as a targeted person or a scapegoat. And the answer is you did say something to that person. And when you said something to that person, they rejected it, or they didn't want to hear it. They diminished it, or they pretended like they didn't hear it, or they tried to silence you. Any of those things could have happened, or all of them. But you did say something. And this is an issue that you're probably going to experience if you were born in like a highly narcissistic home, that when you spoke, no one wanted to hear you or they didn't listen to you. And you're probably experiencing this as an adult as well if you were the scapegoat, where you tell people like huge insights and you might even give an advice, but they don't want to listen. And then later on, they say to you, well, why didn't you say something to me? So this is one topic that's really, really troublesome. And I've gone through this, and I just ran into somebody the other day, and they said, you said something to me a few years ago about something I had going on. And I said, yeah, I remember. And they said, I owe you an apology. I didn't listen to you. I go, yeah, I've dealt with this since birth. That's what I said. And I accept your apology. But when somebody of the light, this is what I said to her, tells you something, they're intuitive, they're getting guidance from places that you're not getting it from, and that's not an arrogant statement, but he actually and I made up, and he's kind of been like a decent friend ever since. So, I think we have an impact on people. And I think what it is, this is my theory on that, is they see us as having so much light and being like rich, and even though maybe we're not rich, that, we're so high, they're trying to bring us down. That's why I think they silence us or try to, diminish what we say. That's what I think it is. They feel threatened by us. But, so this is one topic I'm going to go over today. So continue to speak, the people that are meant to be in your life, they'll take the message that you get, and, your message might be not met by everybody or not accepted by everybody, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't say something. You're here to, as a chosen one, to expose truths here. And truth is something that people are not comfortable with, so they're going to try to silence you. That's the other thing I meant to tell you, is the reason they silence you is because you're speaking the truth, and people don't like the truth. Remember, Jesus said, Satan is the father of lies. He hates the truth. And this world is run by him. When Satan took Jesus to the highest mountain, he said, if you just bow down and worship me, I will give you all of this. And not one of Jesus's statements said, this is not yours to give, because he knew this was the God of the world. Satan was the God of the world and owned the world until, the second coming. But, so that's one thing I want to hit on today, is being a scapegoat and people not listening to you, or trying to make what you say outlandish, and then later on realizing, you told them the truth all along, but they didn't want to believe you. That's one thing. And you're going to get it as a targeted person too. Oh, why don't you ask somebody for help? And then when you ask them, they want nothing to do with it. And they actually try to victimize you. They try to make you feel like bad for asking them for help, or they won't give you help, or you're met with anger. Those are all things you might possibly experience as a targeted person. So, it kind of leaves you between you and the Lord. That's it. That's your help, because you realize that, if you go to another man or a woman, you're going to get either resistance, you're going to get met with no, or you're going to get met with anger or shame, because, It's only okay if they ask, one of theirs asks, oh, let's do this, let's do that. And they'll give you they'll give that person a million solutions. And my thing to that is those people that they're helping are owned by the world. And since we're not, guess where we got to get our help? We got to get our help from the Lord. As I'm making this video, they have like all these like crows in front of me. I want to see if I can get them. They're just flying around because they know I'm telling the truth. That's the biggest fear Satan has is the truth. My videos are not made to make money on here. They're made to help people. And, that's another thing that bothers me. You go to these doctors or psychologists or counselors, and they might be empathic people. I don't want to say that. But the bottom line is the dollar for them, And the bottom line for me is helping somebody. That's a big difference. I'd rather have nothing here and help people out. That's how I know my heart belongs to the Lord, because this shit doesn't matter. As Bill Murray said in Meatballs, which is a great movie, they were going against this camp that had all these, different high-tech things. It was like two camps competing for like these athletic competitions. The one camp had all these high-tech things to make sure, that they were in the best shape, and his camp had nothing. He said, it just doesn't matter. And that's the things you got to realize about the money here and the cars and whatever else. It just doesn't matter, because that has actually no value. And that's why Satan is not coming after his own that has all this stuff, because he's coming after the spiritually alive still. The spiritually dead, he doesn't care about, So, bottom line for you is, if you're a targeted individual, you're a scapegoat, you're an empath, chosen one, pretty much all the same thing. This world is like an illusion. Your true riches lies in the spirit that the Father gave you. And that's why this is such a big deal for them, because, they got one that got away. That's me and you. They can't put us under their little illusion mind control world that the others are living amongst, And that's why, like I said, they'll help theirs out, but they won't help us out, You're just not getting with the program. You're damn right I'm not getting with the program. I'm not fucking selling my soul, And I'm going to hit on another topic today, and it's the churches. So as a targeted person, chosen one, you probably tried going to churches, and it's another place you were met with hugely resistance or demonic warfare, spiritual warfare in there. I'll give you an example of what happened to me when I went to like a non-denominational Christian church. I went to the church, and they put on like a praise song, and I stood and I sang the song, and all of a sudden this woman started speaking in like babble, like tongues, and she was just pointing at me, and it was like the most demonic experience I've ever experienced, like shouting at me in these tongues, and they're all clapping. I felt like immediately was told, like in my spirit, to leave there immediately. It was like the way she was pointing at me with whatever she was babbling, I knew it wasn't from the Lord, and I was immediately flooded from the Holy Spirit to get the hell out of there and don't ever go back there. So the same people, I'm not saying there aren't people in churches that are saved. It just, for me, it definitely was not that one. The same people that are going to these churches might be the ones targeting you, because they profess it through their mouths, but know it not in their hearts, And it's funny, because I live right near a church, and these like little activities where they try to run me over with their cars are right from these people coming from this church. So I don't buy into that whole church thing, because that's another thing you'll hear is, oh, you need to go to church, or you're doing something wrong. That's why you're facing so much opposition, or you can't be anointed if you're, suffering here. Well, that goes against everything that the Bible states, as Jesus was crucified himself, and he was targeted himself. John was beheaded. So your opposition is proof of your calling. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means you're doing something right. Otherwise, you would be of the world. You would be with the world. So Satan wouldn't be coming after his own, because you're not a threat to him, So I'm so tired of hearing that lie that if something is going wrong for you, you're spiritually doing something wrong. You're supposed to be prosperous here and have cars and money and a wife and kids and, Otherwise, you must be doing something wrong spiritually, which is complete lie. Father keeps his own isolated because he doesn't want him to be a part of the world. So on this video, I'm going to expose a lot of the lies. And, like I said, I have the crows flying around because they know I'm speaking the truth. And they know that my mission is not money. My mission is truth. And I'm going to continue to speak. I'm dealing with some stuff right now where I live, where in this apartment, I come home and this guy, I go to use my toilet and he hits the floor beneath me. And then if I go to use my bathtub, he punches the tub underneath me. It's whacked out. And I gave my landlord like a 30-day notice because I won't live like that. It's beneath my pay grade. I'll live in my garage where I'm here to work out right now before I'll tolerate behavior like that. And I'm going to say this. At first, my landlord seemed willing to help out. And then all of a sudden, I got hit with resistance. Like he wouldn't believe it, and he's not acting on it anymore. Because I think, the more we speak about things, people get mad because it goes against their what they can fathom as truth. Well, if it doesn't happen to me, why would this be happening to him? And he must be doing something wrong. So, anyways, as a targeted person, don't be afraid to make radical changes. If you got to live in your car for a little while, live in your car. You got to live in your garage, live in your garage. You're spiritually fed through the Most High anyway, so you're not going to go without. They can play these little games all they want. Really, what it boils down to is what they're trying to do is take your spiritual energy and feed off of it, survive off of it. You're like they see us as batteries here. So when they agitate us like that, it gets us giving our energy out to them because we focus on them instead of focusing on our connection to the Lord, our peace, which they dread us having because then our energy stays within us. So it's an energy war. It's they see, like I said, they see us as batteries, and they see us as if I am tired or drained or need a recharge, I can just traumatize this individual and feed off the trauma. That's what they do. It's sick. It's fucking satanic ritual abuse. That's what it is in every aspect. And like I said, if you speak about this as a targeted person, they'll say you're crazy. This doesn't happen. But it's funny because this guy makes videos on here, and the people made comments, and they were talking about this exact same thing, how the people in their apartment follow them from room to room and bang the floors. I go, yep, this is exactly correct. Because they all follow the same play guard, the same script, But anyways, don't give up. Don't sell out is what I'm saying. Is you're not going to anyway as a chosen one, but don't get down on your luck. I'll say this out loud. I will talk to anyone physically on the phone that is going through this, and we can pray together. I gladly help you in any way I can. I wish I financially could help people, but I'm scraping. As a chosen one, I'm not rich by any means. I'm just getting by to pay my bills, and but I'm thankful for the Lord even for being able to do that, to have a roof over my head, and if that doesn't work out with that place, I have enough where I can get another place. But before I move into another apartment and go through the same thing, I'd rather sleep in my garage. At least there's no one that lives above or below me, so they can't do this little game, And as sad as this might sound, to make this other statement, these people that do this stuff, that's all they care about is this game. Because this game is survival for them. It's energy. They live by their ego. So they can't get spiritually fed because they're spiritually dead, But they need, in order to survive here, they need energy. So they feed off of us. And it's a sickness. It's a sickness. It really is it's a mental sickness. And me and you are not sick. That's why they're after us. They want to get us under the guise. Oh, you're not playing ball. You're damn right I'm not playing ball because I'm not here to harm others. I'm here to be a good person and help others, It's a lower frequency plane here that we live on, and, like Jesus said too, they reject the light, They don't like it here, and we're filled with it. So, of course, they hate us. But it's just sad how they can, 1 minute seem to be okay with us, and the next minute it's like a different person, but they expect us to be consistently the same person, which we are, but it's not our default like them to, they go from this person to that person next, and then they're back to themselves again. Us, we're the same person every day, and it's not even our choice. It's the way God made us. We're just not made like them, which is a blessing. It's not a curse, because at least with us, what you see is what you get. With them, well, here, let me show you this hand while I put the other hand behind me, It's like they're double-minded. It's like horrible. This is what we live amongst. And this is not discouragement. Do all the things you're still meant to do. If you're spiritually in alignment, no matter what they take from you, it just doesn't matter anyway, because none of that stuff matters. The value is in your spirit and soul. And if you don't have that, there is this other stuff around us doesn't provide them pleasure. It might appear like they have pleasure, but then if you have all of this stuff, this is what I pose to them. If you have all this stuff, then why the fuck are you coming after me? And there's your answer right there. But anyways, just wanted to make a quick video for anybody going through this targeting, gang stalking, monitoring, where you have neighbors trying to run you over. That's what they do to me coming out of their church. Or when you're sitting outside in your car letting it warm up, they pull up and they start watching you. It's weird, man. You and I would never do that, because we have a soul connection to the Lord. So our happiness is spending time with him and, being with him in prayer and, worrying about what we're going to do next to fulfill whatever he wants for us, like whatever creative venture he has next. So we're thinking about that, We're not worried about what they're doing, but, to them, it's war. As soon as they see us, it's like they're coming after us. And it's sad, because all we want to do is be left alone. We don't come after them. Most of us just keep to ourselves. It's like me. I keep shades on at all times. I want to be in my own energy, That's something else I want to say as a targeted person, is to start asking God to have his angels protect you from taking on others' energies, because you don't have to take that on. That's not yours. You don't have to carry their stuff, but you do have to ask, him to have his angels protect you from those energies, because otherwise what they do is they try to take your good stuff out of you and infiltrate you with their bad stuff. And that's why they pull up and start the monitoring things, because they're trying to get a piece of you. They're trying to get a piece of your soul, and they're also trying to infuse those demonic energies into you to lower your happiness and your peace. So I'll say this out loud. I'm not looking to make money making these videos. And if anybody would like to talk and is going through this demonic bullshit, horrible experience, I'll gladly pray with you, and we'll go from there. We can keep in touch on a regular basis, pray up together. Father says, when two or more are gathered in my name, big things happen. So I believe that 1,000,000%, and I don't want you to feel like I'm against people. I'm not. What I'm against is the two-sided behavior. Like today you're one person and tomorrow you're another. That's just not acceptable. I might have bad days, but today I'm going to be the same person to you as I am tomorrow and the next day. So as you're a targeted person, I'm going to say this out loud. You probably are not going to get the help you're looking for, like I said, from counselors or doctors or wherever they want to try to tell you to get help. Your help is on your knees, whether that's in your bedroom, in your garage, in your car. It's just praying to the Lord and reaching out to other people that are going through this persecution as well, and encouraging them, and listening to them, I think a lot of the issue that's targeted people have is, people say this can't happen, so, it doesn't exist. And the biggest lie, it's like Satan himself. He says, I don't exist, so, and people believe it, there's no devil, and then you look at the world around us and you say, how would people even deny that, but it's the world we live in. People don't want to accept the truth, because the truth shatters their, fairy tale world that we live in. And this other guy picked up on Lyft. He said, yeah, because they love it here. It's not ours, I go, I know they do. He goes, I hate it here. I go, he was a chosen. It's weird, because I met this guy, and man, it was like the stuff we were saying. It was like we were in such like synergy together. And I have spoken to him since, and he's always the same person. So there are a few of us around, and they're just few and far between. And he hates it here. He goes, I don't even leave the house because I'm just tired of the bullshit. I go, yep, that's how I feel too. And I go, I want to leave the house, but they're constantly trying to kill me. They're trying to fucking physically kill me. You know what they do? Let me give you a few things before I leave. What they do, if they see me walking on the street, they gun it like 100 miles per hour to try to run into me. If I'm in my car making a video, this is in a parking lot, so they can't do it. But the other night I was in my car. I wasn't making a video, but I was on my street. There's street parking, meaning you could park on the left side or the right side. So I'm just letting my car warm up because you could see it's snowing here. And this car missed my car from behind me. Meanwhile, he had the whole road, where he could have been driving, but he missed my rear end by inches, and my side view mirror, it was so close. I go, how the fuck didn't he hit my car? But the reason he couldn't hit my car is there was a shield there, but he definitely was trying to. But this is how serious this is. Any moment where you have to yourself, they want to take that moment away because it's a moment where you could be praying, you could be speaking to the Lord. So the Bible says to pray without ceasing. So as a targeted person, that's where your help is, right there, Oh, and here's the other thing, abstain from these things of this world. Don't drink. Definitely don't smoke cigarettes. That's like the most demonic activity there is. Don't smoke marijuana. Don't blank out your mind, because when you blank out your mind, guess who's running the ship? The demons are running the ship. That's why they want you to get in these fixes so bad. And the other thing is, it's the same thing with masturbation. You masturbate and you're giving these freaking demons all of your spiritual energy to use against you. So don't masturbate, If you have sex, make sure it's with your wife in a marriage, so it's blessed. Don't go, sleeping around people, because, you're leaving yourself open for the devil to attack you with his demons. And those relationships that are based outside of marriage with sex will never last anyway, especially if you're a targeted person or a scapegoat or chosen one, because you can't be out of alignment with the Lord and still have his blessing around you. So until next time, God bless you. Work out. Stay prayed up. Pray without ceasing. Eat good. Make sure you're getting enough calories. In this program, I would say that's the biggest thing. Food is very important. Plus, it nourishes the soul. Don't let people say, oh, that's bad for you. Just eat, because you need that, because you're going through intense spiritual warfare. So those calories definitely help you get through. Go for a nice run every now and then. That'll help you too. It'll clean your energy, because it'll get your energy centers spinning harder. Plus, you're hitting the ground, so you're getting rid of all that negative energy. Take salt baths. Pray while you take the bath, and just release all that negative energy that these infiltrators are trying to place into us. Why they're doing it is it's survival for them. They're trying to put it onto us so they don't have to deal with it. They don't have to get on their knees and do their work. Most of them are, I would say this statement, are already spiritually dead, that they're never gonna, the ones of the Lord are already his, is what I'm saying. They were his from birth, and they're never gonna not be his. And, like in some churches, they say, well, we need all these revivals. And I'm here to say that that's another lie. Because the ones of the Lord will always be of the Lord, and the ones from the devil will always be of the devil. So, but it's misconceptions that churches try to teach, well, you can make this person into the saint. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but that doesn't happen in a church. That happens from God, And I'll say this: that person was already God's. He just had him or her had gotten off the path, but their heart was always of the Lord. These things that are coming after us, they're spiritually dead already. And they're looking for our life force to survive. So I don't want to get off on a tangent on people's belief about that. Am I saying that bad people can't all of a sudden have metamorphosis? I'm not saying that. They can. But they have to hit that point where they realize that, their way, of energetic feeding and traumatizing us and feeding off of that doesn't work for them. So as long as we're around, that's never going to happen, because they just try to take our spiritual energy. They try to traumatize us and feed off the trauma. So that would go with the term like the satanic ritual abuse. And that's why I truly believe they have this program. It's like energy harvesting for them. They take our beautiful soul and our source energy and feed off of it. It's so these entities inside of them can survive here. But anyways, hope everybody's having a good day. And if anybody would like somebody to pray about this stuff with and talk to and hear a real voice that's not out to judge you, I will gladly do that. And it's not to make money. It's to do Father's work on this earth and continue to speak the truth. That's what I'm here to do. And I'm not opposed to other people having different opinions about this. I think we're all learning. I don't have every answer to it. I'll say that. But I know the spiritual aspect of it because I've been going through it since birth. As I'm making this video, this crow's going nuts in front of me. Like, "Arr, arr, arr." They can't stand when Father's one of his chosen ones starts speaking because they want to silence us. They don't want the truth getting out there, and they don't want us sticking together either. That's the other thing. They want to keep us separated, and they want to keep us isolated. And some of the isolation is dual-fold because Father allows that so that we stay on our face and worshiping Him, and don't get caught up in relationships that are not in alignment with Him. So until next time. Anybody needs to talk, anybody wants to pray with me, I will gladly pick up my phone and call you and we can talk, or you can call me. It's either or, it doesn't matter. And it's not to make money, it's to actually help each other. God bless you. Until next time, have a great day. I'm off to do chest and back. I've been training consistently. That's the one thing I can thank the Lord with, is even on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, I still work out. I still have the energy because I'm refilled. And my refilling is not, just from sleep, it's from Him, So that's the other thing we'll have, that they might take little jabs at our energy, but we'll always refill and He'll always renew us because we don't belong to them. We belong to Him. God bless you. Until next time, anybody needs me, reach out. I love you.